Good morning again, and we are on live. I'm hoping this is coming across to you as well as it did yesterday, because for almost over 400 of you that responded to yesterday's live inspiration, it was really stimulating to see us back in the flow of things, because Facebook has had some challenges, I believe, or at least we've had challenges with Facebook to be able to get you the inspiration each and every day, but we're back. And I think I shared with some of you that we're going to boost up our signal so we can even make it without those interruptions from time to time. But today's inspiration that I want to bring you, and again, for those that are new, I'm Jeffrey Paul, and every morning we bring an inspiration to you, and then on Sundays we actually expound upon it. We go to a deeper teaching. We really go to a level of depth, width, height, length within to really make that inspiration impactful in your life. So today, here's where we're at. There's a very common saying you've heard about the still quiet voice within you. You've heard it whether it's in a religious standpoint or whether it's an inspirational, meditational, wherever it's at. You hear about this still quiet voice. Let me share something with you. You want that little still voice to louden up. You want that still quiet voice not to just be inside of your consciousness, but you want it to come and rise up, bubble up, erupt up, so that in your day-to-day actions, on the phone with customers, if you are in conversation with friends, if you are going through the process of whatever it is, from a mom to a CEO to an entertainer, it doesn't make a difference. You want that voice within you that God has given you, the receiver, to hear that voice. You want to tune it up. You want to give it the ability to truly direct and guide every step you take. Get you to the journey that you really are hoping for and believing for. Get you through doors you don't even know that are there, and those that look closed, to open them by listening to that voice. That still quiet voice that Elijah used in his term when he went into the cave because he was so depressed. He thought he was the only one helping God fix the world. He really got himself into a depressionary state, wanted to die, went in a cave, and we all go into caves from time to time, don't you? I know all of us do. We get in that stupor, we get in that dump. And he heard all different kinds of noises and voices, but none of which, it says, was God. But that still quiet voice came, called him out, gave him the instructions after asking him a few questions to get him, in the right state. And he gave him incredible instructions of how he was to move forward, to bring forth his mantle to another, to pass it on as he's going to be leaving, but he needed to mentor somebody to follow in his footsteps. Amazing instructions. He could have never read a textbook, gone to Harvard University to come up with all of this information. And neither can you and I. It is necessary to go within and start to tune up that still quiet voice so that you can hear it, so that you can really give that ability to truly know that you're hearing, so that in a conversation, can you imagine this? I'm going to paint this picture for you. We're having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with you right now. And at the same time, simultaneously, I'm listening to that voice that I seek every day to tune up and tune in and really get it clear, so that I can listen to that voice while I'm delivering a message to you or having a conversation with you or doing my work, and it's guiding me all the way through it. It'll sometimes stop me, and it just happened just yesterday. It happens every day, I think, when I'm listening. When I'm really listening and when I'm really hearing and then I'm really doing what it says to do, I actually stop in the middle of a sentence, ready to say the next few words, and I literally heard that voice said, no, I don't want you to say that. I want you to say this. Wouldn't you know that happened to really be a paramount moment for that person that I was sharing with? I thought I was doing really good on the right side, doing what I was saying. It was a good thing. It wasn't a mean thing. It wasn't a bad thing. It was a coaching situation. And by doing the shift, it changed everything. I'd have missed that moment. I'd have missed that opportunity to transform a life, to impart in somebody something. It's as simple as also in sales. If you're doing a sales and all of a sudden you start talking with somebody and you're promoting a product or you're promoting your services, you don't know what's inside that person, but the still quiet voice within you does. And so when you connect and come out of your cave, your ego, your pride, your self-human nature, as Elijah was in that cave, and you start to listen to that voice and tune it up so that you're hearing it above ego, fear, worry, anxiety. Now you say, Jeff, okay, I want that. How do I get it? Well, here's a very important element, and I want you to understand this. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen and then it's already going to be forevermore the same, and you're going to have it as it locked in. It's not that way. You have to continue, like eating, like drinking water, like exercising, like sleeping. You need to continue hearing that voice, seeking that voice, putting the voice to practice, find out when you're really not hearing the correct voice, and begin to tune in. That's your job, your challenge. Tune in that voice. Write it down. Always write it down, because again, if you can write that voice down when you're having your meditation time as you go into your day, you can actually take a card if there's an instruction that you have for your day. Be kind. I have one for today. Let me give this to you. It says you can do, and this happened to be a quote that came from Michael Hyatt. It says, you can do whatever you want to do. Well, I love to hear that. I can jump up and down and do my happy dance with that. But you can't do everything you want to do. So what does that mean? That means unless I'm hearing that still quiet voice, I don't know what 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, the decisions I make today, the things that I work on today are going to have the impact in 5, 10, or 20 years. But God does within you. So as you start to seek out your goals or your priorities or your decisions or your daily work schedule or your relationships, having this guiding light, having this guiding voice, having it working inside you will change not only today, but your future and your destiny and the plan to get you where you're looking to get to beyond what you could even ask or imagine. Okay? So here's your challenge. Keep listening to that voice. Take a few minutes. You've got to stop. I've taught that before. If you've watched any of my videos, you got to stop. Take a minute, take those deep cleansing breaths for just a minute, a full minute. And that almost might feel like it's too long. I have a toothbrush. I have a toothbrush that has a 3-minute segment on it. It's an electric toothbrush. And that 3 minutes sometimes feels like 4 days. And I'm waiting like, okay, when is this going to be done? 1 minute may show you how fast you're moving and how fast you're going and not hearing. Everything's a blur. It's like being on a merry-go-round too fast at Cedar Point. Stop for a minute. Take cleansing breaths through your nose. Cleanse it through, up and down, in and out. Let that air just oxygenate your whole body, your mind. Put that clarity and get the fog for a moment out. 1 minute. Then listen. And what do you hear? You might hear worry pop up. You might hear, hey, you got to get ready. You got to get to your next appointment. You might hear all those voices, but it's good enough that you're listening and you're hearing the voices, you're identifying them. Keep drilling down to hear that voice that comes with the character of encouragement, hope, motivation, teaching, inspiration, all the things that are good. It says that all good gifts come from above. Well, I'm going to say all good gifts come from within that came from above, and that's how the delivery service gets to your life. So today, take that minute, go through a cleanse, listen to the voice, and on the third minute, dialogue. Yeah, dialogue. Ask a question to that voice. It might sound strange. You might feel embarrassed for a moment if you haven't done this on a regular basis. Just take a moment and dialogue. Ask a question and listen for the answer. You got the other opportunity then in that last minute, or if you take an extra 4th minute, write down what you hear. And then move into your day. And throughout the day, take the challenge to do that at least 3 to 4 times a day. And your life will be moving forward in the right direction, doing the things you want to do, love to do, and doors will open, circumstances will change, and situations will work together for the good. That's a promise. Have a beautiful day. And remember, beauty and change begins within, and that still quiet voice is within you. Listen, hear it, and truly do what it says. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow morning.